One more question on that is, especially when you're dealing with a global workforce, there are many logistics. Do you handle that, or like payments, FX rates, logistics of deploying
Yeah,
these individuals? They need a laptop, for instance.
yeah.
Um,
We
do you handle
are
that, or somebody else handles that?
we are very proud to not only do all that. We provide a white glove experience. We have a dynamite operations team that works across countries, figures out customs, laptops. We use DHL here. We use FedEx in this country. We know that hardware costs three times as much to buy in country in this place because of tariffs and different currencies, different labor contracts. There's a whole spider web of things that we've become experts at, and our clients don't have to worry about anything. They can just deal with our US entity.
And so they are paying you; they're not paying the FTEs that you've hired for them in Latin America. That's what I'm heading.
Correct. Yeah. So we take care of all that, and then we just invoice the client on a monthly basis based on the number of hours that that person worked.
And one more question on the global part. I guess it's all global now. Have you ever came across a language issue in your dealings? Like, I know English is prevalent everywhere, and you're serving an English customer on this side, English speaking customer on this side. How do you deal with the language barrier in some cases? Not always, but in some cases.
Yeah. So what I'll say is, I think you see this a lot in Latin America, where I think you're working with climbers, and what I mean by that is a labor pool that wants to make more money, have more challenging projects, do more things, and they recognize that there's two different skill sets. There's their domain skill set, the technical skill set, or could be sales, whatever, like whatever their domain is. But the second is advanced English fluency. And funny enough, that second skill is the one that drives their rate more than the first skill. Um, a great technical engineer that has mediocre English will actually earn less than a mediocre technical engineer with advanced English. So there's this market force, this market effect of learning advanced English, and being able to speak in colloquialisms and slang, and and they get that by watching Netflix shows and watching it in English. They really care about that. So um, we happen to, like, no one's really hiring us, Robin, for junior level talent. They want the arbitrage of, I get a senior level person from Latin America for what I'd pay a junior person, in Canada or America.
They need to create that delta, right?
Yeah, yeah. No one wants a junior person from Latin America. So we don't do that. So for us, a senior person checks the box on both. They've got the domain skill set and the English skill set. So our customers don't really have to struggle. Now, if we were doing massive teams, we'd probably set it up like a pyramid, and a couple people at the top that are perfect English speakers, and then a whole bunch of people that are on the project, but English isn't a concern. They're just communicating in their language, and then it gets translated to the leads, and then the leads talk to the client. We don't really work in that space. We're really finding team members for clients, not doing large scale solutions where nobody knows who's working on the team.
So we reference clients quite a bit. So what's your go-to-market strategy? Like, do you have a sales team? How do you go to market? How do you find your customers?
Yeah, yeah. There's a lot of different stuff we're using. We have outbound marketing. We've got a newsletter. We have a podcast with 75 episodes now. We've got a really
So I'll be
strong
invited
network.
to that, right?
Absolutely. We'll talk about doing business in Latin America. That's where our episodes are. I love talking about how you did business in Hawaii. I guess that'll be the next podcast is doing business in Honolulu and chickens. With Latin America, a lot of this is educational sales. Giving a sense of people that are nearshore curious. What does it mean? Like, how does it all work? What countries should they look at? So this is really a consultative, educational sales process. And then we're also dabbling with some of these AI tools. There's some cool AI outbound things and automation that we've incorporated, and some early success, but we'll see how it works in the long run.